Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Duncan Dimanche and I'm a French photographer and filmmaker living in the sweet city of Paris. And today I want to show you guys how this little guy performs. It's the Camlan 50mm f1.1. I will say that again, 1.1. It is a super bright lens and it only costs $160. So the big question is it worth it? Is it sharp? Is the bokeh nice? Well, all that will be answered in this video. I'm gonna show you some sharpness samples in the beginning, then I'm gonna show you some videos, some side-by-side at every aperture, and then we're gonna go over some samples that I shot with it. All the samples at the end are shot at 1.1. And before we start, and if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing because it does take a lot of hours to make those videos. And if you've made one of those videos before, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, if you enjoy this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this video or this lens, and if you use this lens. And I'll answer all your questions for sure. I'm going to start with the photo sample just to show you how sharp it is at 1.1. And here's the same photo with a very simple editing. At 200% crop and 300% crop, it is very sharp if you nail the focus, which can be a bit tough. So here's some video samples at 1.1, and I'm going to go to 1.4, and I found that there is very little difference from 1.1 to 1.4, but we're going to see afterwards with some side-by-side comparison. I have my friend here posing for me. He was kind enough to do that. Big up to Oliver for that. And here they are very quickly, one after the other, so you can see how well it renders the background at different apertures. And here they are from 1.1 to 2.8. And I really like the rendering of this lens overall. It really is nice and sharp if you can nail the focus. Here they are side by side. There isn't really much of a difference between the 1.1 and 1.4. I do feel like the bokeh is less sharp in a way, but it really is hard to tell the difference. Here's they are again on the other side. The f2 unfortunately is out of focus a bit, so it's focused on his nose, so don't pay attention to the sharpness. And starting from 2.8, you can see that the bokeh is getting more and more edgy. And starting at 2.8, the bokeh is getting more and more edgy and less round, less circular. The problem with this lens is the flare. It really does flare, and it's a nasty flare, as you can see in the samples that I gave at the end. It's a red flare that usually occurs in the bottom of the image, and it really doesn't need much sunlight to create that flare, so it really is a problem. And also the shots that you shoot from far away or in a very sunny or too sunny situation, it does create some ghosting effect. I recommend not shooting further than, I'd say, 10 meters or 5 meters, because you will start getting some weird ghosting, like I said, or artifacts, and or the very swirly bokeh. Alright, that's it for this video, guys. I want to wrap this up by giving you a few advice, and really this lens performs well. It is sharp as long as you keep the subject not too far away from you, because you really lose sharpness and you get this ghosting effect if the person is too far away, and the situation is too bright. If it's in plain sunlight, then the image does get pretty nasty. And the other thing is flaring. You really need to use the lens hood all the time with it, because it really flares for no reason. Everyone owning a crop sensor, a Sony crop sensor, should own this lens. It is super cheap, $160. It is so worth it. I use it all the time, and I only wish that it had continuous autofocus, because it really, well, it's hard to nail focus every time, even with zooming or the focus peaking. So be aware of that, but you should own one of those. They're fun, they're cheap, and they're great. And that's it for me. I'll see you guys next week, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and leave me a comment. I'll answer all the comments. I actually have answered every single comments or question that someone has asked me so far on this channel. Yes, I have. So I'll see you guys next week.